Okay, let's do this. Hi, guys. I see there's already some people in chat, which is very, very cool. Hi. I'm sorry that the lighting in this hotel room is poopy, and I hope that the audio is okay. This is obviously not my normal setup. I am at BlizzCon this weekend, and this is my hotel room, but I said I wanted to do a Naked Truth every other week, and that happened to fall on this weekend. So, hi, and welcome, and thank you, everyone. I see there's already chat about people wanting to vote. Let me go ahead and send out a tweet that says we're live for people who have not been here. I also know this is a little bit earlier than I normally do the Naked Truth live streams, but I want to get over to the convention. So, so I'm making this a little bit earlier. I'm doing my sit on a towel in a hotel room thing, which I haven't done in quite some time, so it's kind of funny. I apologize if you guys see me looking down. I feel like this is a very important topic, and so I did a lot of research to go into this, and I have that all in front of me here. I also want to make sure that I can see chat. Hey, Adventure in Life says the live streaming just started on my end. Great. Beyond Fact says I've been subscribed, but I never went on the live. Perfect. So I just want to make sure I can see chat in case there's anyone that does like super chats or something like that. I want to make sure that I can access all of that. So I think I have that set up appropriately. Okay, tweet is out. Perfect. Good. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. So I'm sorry I don't have my normal little pop-up notifications when people sub and stuff like that. Again, that's all tied into my home setup. Hi, Kavaja. Good to see you. Source That Nerd says, how is BlizzCon? Oh my god, so amazing. BlizzCon is always the best. The Blizzard community is so passionate and so creative and so lovely. And the people that work at Blizzard, I can say all those same things about. So they're wonderful. Okay, but the topic of this vlog, I thought about making BlizzCon, but it's not. Oh, good. Let's start it off with Christian Polson says, I never got the go vote thing. Like, if you don't care about politics, then don't make uninformed choices like choosing who will lead the country. Great point. So part of what I want to say today in this go and vote vlog, or just to get the discussion started with you guys, is that I also used to be shy about voting, particularly in things like the midterms where there's a lot more going on. Or at least it's perceived that there's a lot more going on that I need to be informed on. I felt like, well, I'm not informed, so maybe I shouldn't vote. And I feel like, especially at a time right now when people are so heatedly debating specific issues, it's really great to go out there and let your voice be heard. And I do feel like it's important to educate yourself on what's going on if it's something that you're passionate about. Also, at least I know on my ballot, if there's a specific election that you don't feel informed to vote on, you can skip over that specific section of the ballot or part of the ballot and vote for the parts that you care about. I feel like it's really, really important. Jonathan Stuck says, hi, are you pregnant? No, I'm not pregnant right now. But so anyway, and there's tools that you can use to educate yourself. Let me just give a disclaimer, since we are talking about things that are political and people are so heated when it comes to politics right now, to please be respectful in the chat. This community is always really good about that. But this is not the place to have hardcore, fiery, I hate your opinion debates. Let's try to be open and honest and respectful and come from a position of wanting to learn what the other side is talking about. And that's something that, I've always been a huge proponent of on this show. And it upsets me that our current political climate feels so divided that you have to join Team A or Team B. And it's almost like, I feel like it's almost like they're stripping us of the ability to make decisions and form opinions on specific issues, and we're forced to join party teams or party lines, which brings me to Alan's comment. I had kind of mentioned that in my hey, we're gonna do a new Naked Truth. I kind of mentioned that, and there was a comment from Alan Sorensen. Thank you, Alan Sorensen, who said, I'm taken aback by your comments about the current political climate. I think comparing it to a sporting event, which is what I said before, where you have to join one team or the other and screw the other team, my team is better. He said, I think comparing it to a sporting event is a poor comparison, especially in light of the Kavanaugh confirmation. Is what Mitch McConnell did to Merrick Garland so easily forgotten? Is the Southern strategy laid out during the Nixon campaign so easily dismissed? while the Dems have their fair share of faults, like Radiohead said, you haven't been paying attention. And I wanted to call attention to that. So thank you, Alan, for bringing that up, because I personally like having my opinion or my thoughts on something challenged, because it forces me to do a little bit more research and formulate a stronger opinion. So thank you for that. I do believe it's a particularly divided time in our country. Not to say that that hasn't happened before. So I looked that up. The Southern strategy, according to Wikipedia, refers to a Republican Party electoral strategy to increase political support among white voters in the South by racism against African Americans. So it's not like the racial issues that we're seeing come forth now in politics are brand new. And thank you for bringing that up. And in some ways, it makes me feel better that maybe we've dealt with this before and kind of come out on top. But in a lot of ways, it makes me feel worse, because can we please just stop hate? That would be great. The other issue that Alan brought up was about another Supreme Court nomination. And so, yes, we've seen this happen before. However, I feel like the politics of fear is a big campaign strategy that's maybe being overused right now. And I really wish that people felt free to say, there are some issues where I feel this way and some issues where I feel this way. And they might not completely perfectly align with any political party, and that's okay. So instead of saying, my side has all the right answers and your side is just awful and you're ruining our country, which I feel like is what a lot of people are defaulting to, because that's what our media is defaulting to, that's what our president's defaulting to, it makes it really hard to be able to have your own opinions. So that's why I think it's so important to vote, and particularly in the midterms. So this Tuesday, November 6th, you can vote on the midterm elections. And I say particularly in the midterms because we don't have a middleman in this election. Your vote does count and your vote does matter. You can also vote on local policies that will enact real change in your area. So I always like voting for the midterms. Historically, people, I believe it's in the 18 to 35-year-old age range, are the lowest turnout for midterm elections. And the one golden lining or silver lining, I'm going to say golden, the one special thing that I think comes out of having these horrible, horrible, divided, angry political discussions is it's making people passionate. And if people are passionate, maybe the turnout will be higher and people will go and vote. So that's the one thing I'm going to say that's good that's maybe coming out of this. Like, people are mad. Let's do something about it. And I do think voting matters in the midterms especially. And like I mentioned in the beginning of this vlog, if you're just tuning in, I had years that I did not vote for sure because I was shy about not fully formed opinions. I felt like, I had maybe not educated myself enough, and that made me shy to vote. But there are some things you're educated about. If you exist on social media at all, there are some things you're educated about. And if you want to be more educated, these are some sites that I use to do that. So Voter's Edge is a fantastic site if you have never seen it. Hey guys. DJ My Mage says, I saw you on Swifty stream at BlizzCon. Yes, I totally was there with him last night at the party. Okay, back to sites that are awesome. Votersedge.com is nonpartisan, and you put in your address and it gives you your entire ballot for your address with each of your candidates' top 3 items that they're pushing, their top 3 objectives, who financially supported them, which officials and organizations vouch for them, and their positions on specific issues. That has been invaluable. Unfortunately, Voter's Edge is only available, as far as I know, in California, New York, and Illinois. But for someone like me who can vote by mail, in California you're allowed to do that, I block off a few hours. I've already voted in this election. You block off a few hours. I pull up my Voter's Edge California, put in my address. It brings up information on all of the candidates in all of the nominees that are running for all the different positions, even ones that are not highly publicized. So you might not know anything about those nominees. And then I sit there with my ballot and I take the time to go through and read all of them. I read all the propositions, the pros and the cons, how it may affect us, how it came to be, and then cast my vote in the privacy of my own home and send it in. I know not everybody has that luxury in every state, unfortunately. But I do, I would say, I know Voter's Edge, you can kind of pick your people and then print out what you want to do and go with that. So you could go to the polls like that. Other sites that are awesome. This one I just found this morning, and it's very partisan, be forewarned, but Vote Save America. The thing that I do think is good about that site is it has a lot of information on how to register to vote, how to help you find out if you're registered to vote. And they do have a voter's guide that I guess is new this year that breaks it down by candidate, but it's super partisan. So know that it's going to, really denounce one candidate and really promote the other. So I don't love their voter's guide, but I like the other information and tools that they have on there. I'm a huge supporter of Nerds Vote, which, if you don't know Nerds Vote is an organization that helps people register to vote at conventions. And because they believe, and as do I, that regardless of political affiliation, nerds are intelligent, creative, empathetic, passionate, smart, cool people that should have a say in the future of our country. So I'm a big fan of Nerds Vote. You can check out their page. This is one that's new this year too. There is a group that is trying to get college teachers and educators to give students the day off on voting day, and that's educatorpledge.com. You can go to educatorpledge.com/sign or send that to your teachers to try to encourage more people to get out and vote. Adventure in Life, I'm sorry your comment went away too fast. Stud Adams, thank you for the super chat, says, I want a hug from you. I would give you a hug, but you're not here right now. If you're at BlizzCon, come say hi and I will give you a hug for sure. So the thing that I will encourage before I open up questions to you guys is please research on issues and try as hard as you can. I know it's super difficult in today's political climate to not just pick one party that you support and vote down the line that party. Research the candidates, research the issues, and really vote your heart and vote your mind. Please. So with that being said, I'm going to open up some questions to you guys and hear what you have to say. First question, super basic. If you live in the US, are you voting? Why or why not? So throw those in chat. Let's see. Kerbo Custom says, what up, Trisha? Finally made it to your stream live. Adventure in Life says, do you feel like any other third or even fourth party option is, as far as I got, will ever become available? I used to be big fans of third and fourth party options because I felt like maybe that was a more moderate way to go, not siding one side or the other. However, then I come into the difficulty of if they don't actually stand a chance to win, then am I kind of throwing away my vote in some ways? Zachary Levine says, I already mailed in my ballot. Wish there were more parties. GK Gamer Fan says, if someone says they don't care about politics, as if they get mad, sad, support changes. Sorry, that went away. Gosh, this is so hard to do on a phone. I'm doing this on my phone because my laptop webcam sucks. So keep it coming, guys. Adam Ferdinand says voting is an illusion. The elite controls both parties. Pay attention to international policies. They're the same regardless of who the president is. All right, thank you for throwing that out. I do think that your vote counts more in the midterms because there's no electoral college middleman. I plan to vote early tomorrow morning, says Wilma. Awesome. Eric Milady says voted by mail already. Rex going to do early voting today. Great. Full on the Hill says go to bigpictureproject.net and read The Present to see the truth about life. Okay. Cool, man. Jeremy says I first voted in 2012 for Obama. Mossbake says I'm Canadian. Cool, which leads me to my next question. If you don't live in the US, how do you show support for what you believe is right? Can you where you live? I always like hearing from our international audience about how things may work better or not work better where you are and what your experience is, because we all have different experiences and maybe they can help inform each other. Rangar says getting a call or text almost every day from someone for a candidate, someone makes me not want to vote. I 100% get that. I've gotten so many texts and calls and I'm like, I mailed in my ballot already. GK Gamer Fan says Twitter just banned a lot of bot accounts that were pretending to be apathetic Democrats. Interesting, I hadn't heard that. George says hello from the UK. Debotherer says conviction system in Ireland is terrible. Daniel says, do you think voting day should be a national holiday? That's an interesting question. I would love to see as many people as possible get time off work to be able to vote or time off school to be able to vote. So yeah, I guess so. Zachary Levine says, so much junk mail. All my mail is junk mail from people running for office. I know. All of mine goes straight into the recycle bin because it's also one-sided. Like if someone was actually sending me mailers that had nonpartisan information on both candidates, like a comparison, I would totally keep that. But when it's just like, rah, this person's horrible, never vote for them, and this person's amazing, they're the second coming of the Messiah, I'm like, okay, people, okay. Um, Joseph says, we typically hold elections on a Saturday here in New Zealand, so maybe that's an idea for the US. I like that. I like that a lot. Backup says, hi from England. Thanks for Trump keeps our minds off Brexit. You know what? I feel like this super heavy partisan craziness is not just happening in the U.S. I feel like it's happening everywhere. Brexit's a perfect example. Yeah, Eric says, I hate the smear campaign commercials. I do as well. I hate it. I hear that it's like a necessary evil of campaigning, but is it really? Brad says, vote for policies that will save the planet and not political careers. I think that's an important thing to remember. Moss Baked says, Canada's experiencing the heavy bipartisan split as well. All right. Gonzalo Hernandez says, how do you pronounce my name? That's how I did it. It's probably wrong. Nathaniel Wagner says, Saturday's voting would be terrible for retail workers. That's a good point. I worked retail for a long time. I totally get it. I also worked restaurants for a long time. Okay, so let's see. Next question for you guys. This is a big one. Let's all brainstorm together. If you have a friend who's eligible to vote but isn't planning on voting, what can you say to maybe persuade them or encourage them to do that? Oh man, Christian gave a huge super chat, thank you, and says you should have to pass a test to be allowed. Here, let's see if I can. You should have to pass a test to be allowed to vote, in my opinion. I get so mad when people say it's their duty to vote but then don't research anything. Maybe there's a lot of complications that would come up with passing a test, as far as like English second language people, but that are citizens and stuff like that. But I definitely agree with you that people should do their civic duty to not only vote, but part of that civic duty is to research the issues before you vote. So I 100% agree with you, and thank you so much for the super chat and supporting this channel. You're amazing. Let's see. Jonathan Peck says, in 4 words, think about the future. I think that's a great way to encourage people to get out and vote. I feel like I see so many people online, whether it's in the YouTube comments or on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever, that are so passionate and really so angry at other people. But I feel like that really doesn't, that passion is going nowhere if you don't exercise your right to vote. That would also make a lot less people vote. Says, great guild, I agree. Captain Robert April says, I sympathize, Christian, but that sort of approach has been very badly abused. Yeah, that's unfortunately, I think what is a good idea at heart, sometimes in practice doesn't work out so well, which happens a lot in our politics. And I feel like a lot of people get oversimplified versions of it's a black and white issue and this is the answer that would save everything, and then you kind of look in and see, like, once you really delve into it, it's a lot more murky than that and a lot more complicated than that. And so the kind of easy solution, quick fix, is not always something that's actually viable. Yeah, Tim says, Jonathan, that's a good idea, and I think you said, but whose future are we voting for? Okay. Beertastic Yogi says, encourage people to have civil discussion instead of everyone yelling at the other side, assuming that the other side is 100% wrong. Yes, I think if we could actually focus on issues and not party, that would be great. Aaron Booth says, this midterm feels as important ever. That's a great thing to say to friends. Hans says, I tell others that if they don't vote, they help extremist parties because extremists always do. It's so true. You know, working online, they always say that there's the super vocal minority and the angriest people yell the loudest. And a lot of the people that we maybe see as the more rational people, you know, tend to just move on with their day and don't let themselves get that angry. So I think with social media in particular, we've all been at a little bit of a disadvantage, or maybe a lot of bit of a disadvantage, because we are hearing the extremists the loudest. And it may seem like those are the only people out there, but I have to believe that there are intelligent, passionate people out there that are rational enough to see through the political agendas of vilifying the other side and look at things from an issue by issue point of view. Jose says, my birthday's on Sunday the 4th. Happy birthday, Jose. What people actually believe and what they might do once they're elected. That's 100% true as well. Oh, man. So yeah, I'm just seeing Christian Paulson says, nothing can make me as angry as politics. I know. There was, I mean, when I was pregnant with Logan, I was like, I have to get off Twitter because it stresses me out every day. The other thing I'll give a quick shout out to is there are some news stations that are, they tout themselves on being nonpartisan, that you're supposed to get a very non-biased view of what's going on in the news, which is really hard to do right now because everybody has a bias. And at least last time I checked, it's supposed to be AP and Reuters are the most non-biased news sources. I try to only get my news right now from an AM radio station that's supposed to like give you all your news in 20 minutes. I feel like every major city, every major area has one of those, but they claim to be just facts, no opinion. Oh, man. Zachary says, Philip DeFranco is the only nonpartisan news source. I don't know about that. He definitely asserts opinions sometimes that would probably be one. Gonzalo says, or who said it? Let me see. He says, D. Bother says, boo politics. Let's lighten the mood and talk about religion. Oh, God. Gonzalo says, I've never seen such a sophisticated chat on YouTube. Yeah, the Naked Truth community has always been awesome for that. So thank you, everyone. Let's see. Yeah, Philip is not nonpartisan. He does try to minimize his bias, though, says Z. Raylan. I would agree with that. And I think he does a pretty good job. But yeah, he definitely has opinions, and we'll let people know. Captain brings up the frustration over having your well-researched, informed vote canceled out by someone who thinks the other guy is cute and decides on ballot initiatives by the pretty pattern on the ballot. Oh, God, do you really know people that do that? Oh, I hope not. I know my cam keeps moving because I'm trying to check chat, and it's my computer, and I have to check it there. Dan's Party says you were excellent on Screen Junkies. Thank you so much. I fought very hard. The arguments were great that day. So anyway, I will lighten the mood now because I am here at BlizzCon and I'm going to go over to the convention center and hopefully get my hands on Ashe, the new Overwatch character, in a demo if the line's not terribly long. And then I will be on the Geek and Sundry panel at 5:30. I'll be moderating. It's connect and inspire through play like it was last year. It's going to be really fun, a lot of heartwarming tales. So if you're at BlizzCon or you have the virtual ticket, tune into the Geek and Sundry paddle at 5:30. If you're not and you want something cool to do today, my friend Brent over at Populous Gaming is doing a 24-hour stream for Extra Life, which is an organization that helps sick kids with their medical bills through the Children's Hospital LA, through Children's Hospital, the Miracle Network of Children's Hospitals. And he's doing good stuff for 24 hours today. And if you were on my Twitch stream last Wednesday, you'll know that this community, you guys are amazing, my Twitch community, the Dragon Riders, raised over $1,200 to help kick off his charity stream. So that's at twitch.tv/Populous Gaming. I'll probably host him on my Twitch channel. I would say let's raid them, but you cannot raid from YouTube into Twitch, unfortunately. But thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for a civil discussion today. And I hope that you can go and either go out and vote yourself or mail in your ballot or encourage friends to vote or, whatever it is. Take your hope and dreams for the future and voice it with your vote. I feel like there's not many good reasons to skip the vote if you're passionate about these issues, which really they're all human issues and we should be. So thank you guys so much for tuning into the stream today, and I'm gonna call it right now so that I can go play some Blizzard games because BlizzCon. Have a great day, everyone, and if you want to continue this discussion, by all means, please do with me via Twitter, or you can jump in the Discord. I'm sure people will be talking about it in the Discord today as well. So thank you guys and have a good one. Okay, bye.